What's up, world? It's your boy TNT back at it one more again with Try Nitro Reacts, and we're gonna be reacting to they found 100 bodies in his house? What the fuck? By Maury. Oh man, let's see what this is all about.
At least 100 human bodies were found in this man's home just yesterday. And
What?
he had stolen these corpses from cemeteries. This is a very disturbing story,
Oh,
and it's a developing story that's just breaking.
And all I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, is who could have possibly seen this one coming? I mean, who could
Right.
have seen it? It's not like bro looks like a certified grave digger. It's not like
Nope.
bro looks like he's into some highly freaky, disturbing shit. Brother definitely does
I
not
don't
look
know.
like any type of sociopath, any type of
He
psychopath.
do look like he might be
looks
into some
perfectly
freaky
healthy
shit,
and
though, by the
fine and
tattoos.
rational. With those eyes staring at me into my soul right now, definitely do not give off serial killer vibes.
This man is 34-year-old Jonathan Christian Gerlach. He is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And
Damn,
this is
Philly.
the cemetery that he was stealing bodies from, Mount Moriah.
what the fuck?
I just gotta say, why does it always feels like the creepiest shit always tends to happen in the Northeast? This guy's from Philadelphia, PA, across the way from Jersey, where I'm from. And if you guys know anything about the tri-state area, New York City, New York, Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, debatably, you all already know the weather's kind of gloomy during the fall and the winter time, of which we are in. It's cold, it's gloomy, snowy, rainy, so it kind of adds to the whole creepy, horror-filled aesthetic that this guy's clearly got going on. And by the way, he actually apparently had a whole Instagram page by the name of Dead Shit Daddy, where he was literally stealing people's skeletons, I guess their corpses, sort of dissecting, breaking them apart, and posting them to his aesthetic, horror-filled Instagram page. And my God, the things that I'm seeing right now is just
So
crazy.
these are
A
actual
lot of these
people's-
things, you know, just scrolling
Oh.
through Instagram, you wouldn't, think anything of it until, they finally get exposed. What does this say? Some kind of gorilla chimp skull? I
Yep.
mean, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of creepy shit on this guy's page, and here we have this photo of him. Yeah, he's basically cooked. I hear he's facing 500 charges right now. All the evidence is on his page, man. Genuinely, this guy was a creep show. And yeah, the comments are kind of going crazy. Somebody said, how's prison freaky? I don't think he's in prison yet. Of course, some girl says so fine. Yeah.
So fine,
Mount Moriah
dumbass.
Cemetery is infamous because it is sort of abandoned. I used to live in Philadelphia, and I actually filmed a video for my YouTube at this cemetery because it is so abandoned. I had never visited a place quite like this that was so overgrown, but the things found inside Jonathan's home were shocking. Like I said before, over 100 sets of human remains, human skulls, human skeletons, some of which belong to children.
That is
Oh.
crazy, man. How many years do you guys think it took for this guy to dig up hundreds of skeletons from an abandoned cemetery like this? I mean, are there no security cameras? Was it completely abandoned? No security cameras? No security guards? I'm just going to assume he was obviously doing this in the dead of night, midnight.
It probably didn't take him years to get all those bodies, man. If it's an abandoned cemetery, he can probably dig up a couple graves a night and get those bodies. It didn't take him years. He probably did that shit over a course of months.
To 4 a.m. in the morning where everybody's pretty much asleep. And the comments on TikTok are going crazy. People are saying septum ring theory strikes again. Bree
Yep.
said, I met him countless times. We used to work at Hot Topic. Oh my God, Hot Topic. How predictable. Goth, emo looking, dark, creepy aesthetic, septum, black work tattoos, the rings, the skull on his... Listen, man, the crazy thing is? My editor, Chris, literally fits this type of demographic, but he's a good guy. As far as I know, he's not into harboring skeletons in his closet. And actually, I am a fan of this look myself. It's just
Yeah.
it seems to me that certain people not only adopt the look, but they also make it a part of their personality to the
for
point
real.
to where they actually have to get into creepy shit. And just looking at all these photos, these were actual living real people. These are
That
not
is
like
crazy.
fake prosthetic molds. These are real,
This is
genuine
real
human
skulls.
skulls of which this man stole and dug up. Like this.
Imagine being laid to rest way back in the day, because this has to be centuries old. Being laid to rest only for your body to be dug up and desecrated and used for a motherfucker's Instagram account. That gotta be fucking humiliating. Like, I'll hunt that dude for the rest of his motherfucking existence. Hell no.
This is some Dexter type shit, some Hannibal the Cannibal type shit, some Ed Gein, the famous American serial killer who used to, I think, dig up dead people's bodies, specifically women, and cut their faces off and wore them as masks.
Prosecutors said that it was like walking into a house of horrors. Bones, skeletons lining the walls. and they stated that some of the skeletons are 200 plus years old.
That
What
is
the
crazy,
fuck?
man. 200 plus years old, desecrating someone's coffin like that. What is wrong with you, man? You know, for someone who's into a hobby like this, and I assume is into the, I mean, look at this photo. This is crazy, bro. I am going to assume that
fuck?
he is spiritual in some way, shape, or form, and he probably believes in ghosts as well, the supernatural. Knowing that, why would you desecrate people's bodies like this? Are you not afraid of being haunted? And it looks like he was not only into human skulls, he was into the skulls of animals. Is this, I don't know, I can't, these are like big canines right here, so I'm going to assume some kind of primate, maybe other primate. Oh, they say monkey skulls, okay, and one baby bobcat skull. Okay, so not entirely sure if he bought these online. Here we have some other photos. I'm just scrolling down like, what is this? A mummified kitten, number 5 available, DM. I mean, this is crazy,
What?
man.
He
Genuinely
was selling
crazy.
them?
Like, it's so, I'm not opposed to people having hobbies like this. Very morbid, but at the same time, if you have to actually have people's consent for this. Honestly, I don't think you should be digging up people's coffins, their graves, man. I know hospitals and museums, they have certain skulls in their facilities for documentary purposes, scientific research.
He wanted
And
rotted
technically, he may be
skulls.
technically doing the same thing, but brother in Christ, you were literally heading into an abandoned cemetery where people were just resting for the rest of their eternity and digging their shit up.
Recently had noticed a number of grave robbings taking place here at Mount Moriah, and so the police actually set up a sting operation. And lo and behold, a few days ago in the middle of the night in the complete darkness, the police caught Jonathan. And when they apprehended Jonathan, they found that he had a bag on him containing 30 sets of human remains. And
30
it's a little
sets.
unclear in the reporting, but they stated that these were the skeletons of children. I don't know if these were all children's bodies he had been stealing.
This is crazy, man. I'm reading a comment here from Madame Kitty. She says, yet nothing bad is said about archaeologists who dig up Egyptian tombs. Ma'am, how the fuck are you comparing this man digging up the skeletal remains of children and other people who did not consent to this, nor did their family members or anybody else responsible for them in their lineage, to that of archaeologists, actual scientists getting consent from the Egyptian government for kings and queens and royalty that were alive thousands of years ago? In one situation, the scientists have consent from the actual government for large historical figures that can contribute to the database of human knowledge. And on the other hand, you have a rogue individual who's into
That's
morbid
doing
shit
shit
that
for
doesn't
social
benefit
media.
society at all, aside from his morbid curiosity. I'm just confused as to why she's trying to defend this guy. And a comment below says, what kind of research do you think this guy was doing? Like, ma'am, honestly, this just lets me know. Attach a conventionally attractive guy that fits the mold for the aesthetic that certain women like this like,
And they'll let it
they're
get
gonna
away
give
with
the shit a pass.
anything.
Because if this guy was ugly as fuck, if he was a creep show, if he was fat and looked like a kitty diddler, she probably would not be saying this shit. I promise you. And by the way, I believe there are certain people out there who don't even like archaeologists digging up the tombs of ancient Egyptians either. So technically, there are groups of people out there who do speak bad about archaeologists. But anyway,
But nonetheless, it was a gruesome discovery. Authorities also announced that they found an additional 8 sets of human remains in a nearby storage unit. And because this is a developing story, they don't know how many bodies in total they're about to find. They don't know exactly who these skeletons belong to. They don't know how long they've been there. They also don't know if any of these skeletons were possible victims of this guy's. Those are all just questions that we have right now. And no motive has been released either. I don't know why this guy was stealing these remains. Nobody does. They haven't made any announcements relating to that. But the details of this case,
well, you know, all this is perfectly fine. Madam Kitty on TikTok believes that this is akin and similar to what archaeologists are doing, you know. This man was just a rogue individual archaeologist doing research for the betterment of human knowledge. And of course, the comment section are saying septum theory truly is
It's truly
undefeated.
is.
Septum ring theory. Can't wait for this Netflix movie. Ed Gein type-ish. America is sick. Now, let's not blame the country as if this type of shit hasn't happened all over the world. Additionally,
yeah.
I'm now finding out that all these skulls that he was collecting, he was actually selling to his clientele, to his client base. So everything that you see here, I think most of it listed, he had like links to where you could buy them. So say if you came across this page and, you know, you saw a recent post that you wanted to buy, like let's say this, it would say available, a much older archaeological individual. If you know, you know, swipe it, DM it. He was selling this stuff on his Instagram page. It also says provenance and forensic documentation of human and animal remains, curator of specimens, pathology and osteology, reports, validation, and private consultation. Listen, I have no problem with people.
That's a lot of that's a lot of categorization for a fucking grave thief. Motherfucking cemetery thief.
into anthropology, archaeology, the study of animal creatures, you know, the study of skeletal remains and bones and all that. I have no problem with that. But I'm just saying, like, dog, obviously don't go to a cemetery, a graveyard, and dig up the remains of people's family members. What's wrong with you? You know, if you just so happen to find fossilized remains somewhere out there in the wild, and I guess you get the approval of a government body, the state, to preserve and keep them in some kind of creepy way, I guess go for it. But I don't know how you can defend this. This is like going to a graveyard around the corner in your neighborhood, pulling up to a 150-year-old tombstone and just start digging away to collect somebody's great grandparents' skeletal remains and taking them home. Like, that's highly disrespectful, and it's weird and very disrespectful. And according to People News, they say that he's been arrested on nearly 500 charges, including 100 counts of abuse of a corpse after skeletal remains allegedly discovered in his home. So 500, bro, charges. Imagine attaching 1 year to each of these charges. Bro, life in prison, essentially. And to quickly read this, they say Jonathan Gerlach, 34, was arrested on Tuesday, January 6th. So like 5 days ago, at Mount Moriah Cemetery in Eden, Pennsylvania. Delaware County District Attorney Tanner Rouse said in a statement, according to Rouse, authorities executed a search of Gerlach's Ephrata, Pennsylvania home where they allegedly found hundreds of skeletal remains. On Thursday, January 8th, Gerlach was subsequently charged with 496 counts, including 100 counts of abuse of a corpse, 100 counts of theft by unlawful taking, and 100 counts of receiving stolen property. The remaining 196 counts, including 26 counts of burglary, 26 counts of criminal trespass, 26 counts of intentional desecration of a public monument, 26 counts of intentional desecration of a venerated object, 26 counts of intentional desecration of historical lots and burial places, and 26 counts of criminal mischief. So yeah, buddy is actually cooked. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this story? This is crazy. Guy, what the fuck? Like, next time, you know, if you ever get out and you still have this hobby, please get the consent of the state. I'm pretty sure there are like skeletal remains that people can get licenses to study and, you know, possibly take home, you know, under special circumstances. Next time, just don't go to a cemetery and, you know, think that you're in a candy shop and having your pick of the litter. That's not how that works. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one.
So this man, crazy, was fucking digging up graves and reselling them on Instagram and was posting it on there like it was just something normal. Like, that is insane. And then you got women thirsting over him because he looks like the typical hot goth guy. But like Maury said, if he would have been out of shape or looked fugly as hell, they would have been like, oh, he's terrible, lock him up, he should be in jail for life. But anyway, man, shout out to Maury. That was a dope ass video. That was very fucking strange and alarming that it's people doing shit like that out here in the world. But yeah, man, if you like what you saw, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's your boy TNT with Try Nitro Reacts, and I am out. Yeah.